At first glance, the eyes appear closed, a serene face resting in death. But stare a little longer, and suddenly they open. Not slowly, not gradually. They simply are open now, looking directly at you. This is the Veraikon, painted by Gabriel von Max in 1874. And for 150 years, people who have encountered this painting have reported the same unsettling experience. The feeling that they are being watched by something that shouldn't be able to see them at all. But what makes this painting truly disturbing isn't just the optical illusion. It's the man who created it, an artist obsessed with death, spiritualism, and the boundary between this world and the next. A man who collected thousands of human skulls, participated in séances, and genuinely believed he could communicate with the dead. Before we analyze the painting, we need to understand what it depicts. The title Veraikon comes from two words, the Latin vera, meaning true, and the Greek icon, meaning image. This refers to one of Christianity's most mysterious relics, the veil of Veronica. According to tradition, a woman named Veronica encountered Jesus as he carried the cross toward Calvary. Moved with compassion, she offered her veil so he could wipe the blood and sweat from his face. When Jesus returned the cloth, his image had been miraculously imprinted upon it, not painted by any human hand. This relic was said to possess extraordinary powers. Some claimed it could cure blindness, others believed it could raise the dead. For centuries, pilgrims traveled from across Europe to Rome just to glimpse it. But in 1527, during the sack of Rome, the relic vanished. Some say it was destroyed, others claim it was hidden. Multiple churches now claim to possess the true veil, but none have ever been verified. Here's what fascinates me most. The name Veronica may never have referred to a real woman. Some scholars believe it was simply derived from Veraikon, the true image, and a saint was invented later to explain the relic's existence. Gabriel von Max understood all of this, and when he painted the Veraikon, he wasn't merely illustrating a religious story. He was attempting to create an image that felt genuinely supernatural. Now let's examine what makes this painting so technically remarkable. You see closed eyes, heavy lids, peaceful, as though belonging to someone who has passed beyond suffering. The expression is serene, despite the crown of thorns pressing into the flesh. But if you continue to stare, something shifts. The eyes appear to open, and once they're open, they look directly at you, and they follow you wherever you move. How did Max achieve this? According to those who have studied the painting, he used 14 different shades of paint in the eye region alone. These subtle gradations of shadow and light are interpreted differently by your brain depending on your focus and the angle of your gaze. This isn't simply a portrait of someone looking forward. Many paintings achieve that effect. What makes the Veraikon unique is the transition, the sense that you are witnessing consciousness returning to what should be a lifeless image. And once the eyes appear open, they track your movement. Stand to the left, and they follow. Move to the right, and they turn with you. By painting the eyes as if looking directly at a viewer in front of the canvas, and rendering the surrounding face with shadows that suggest depth, Max created an image where the directional cues never change, no matter where you stand. But knowing how it works doesn't diminish the experience. There is something primal in us that responds to being watched, something that predates art, predates language. When we feel eyes upon us, our bodies react before our minds can explain the sensation away. To truly understand this painting, we must understand the man who created it. Gabriel Cornelius Max was born in Prague in 1840, but his interests extended far beyond art. At the Prague Academy, he studied parapsychology, hypnotism, and spiritism. He read deeply in Asian philosophy and became fascinated with Schopenhauer's ideas about suffering and the nature of consciousness. These weren't intellectual curiosities. Max genuinely believed that the boundary between the living and the dead was permeable. In the 1870s, he began attending séances, sitting in darkened rooms while mediums claimed to summon spirits. He watched as tables moved and voices spoke through living bodies, and he painted what he witnessed. But his fascination went even further. He assembled one of the largest private collections of human skulls in Europe, eventually numbering in the thousands. And then there were the monkeys. At his residence near Lake Starnberg, Max kept up to 14 primates at once. He photographed them, studied them, and painted them in disturbingly human poses. In Monkeys as Judges of Art, apes in human clothing sit in judgment before a canvas, forcing viewers to confront uncomfortable questions about what separates man from beast. In 1884, Max joined the Theosophical Society, a mystical movement that believed the material world was only one layer of reality, with spiritual planes beyond accessible to those with proper sensitivity. This was the mind that created the Veraikon, not an artist working within religious conventions, but a man who believed in spiritual realities beyond ordinary perception and devoted his technical mastery to capturing them. Look again at the painting. The face emerges from what appears to be aged linen, worn, creased, with faint traces of blood at its edges. This isn't merely background, it is the subject. Max rendered the fabric with extraordinary realism. You can almost feel its weave. And yet, the face emerging from it belongs to no ordinary painting. There is deliberate ambiguity here. Is this a living person? A death mask? An image that appeared without human intervention? And the face that emerges exists in some intermediate state that most of us only glimpse in dreams, or in those unsettling moments when we feel watched by something we cannot see.